orí máa yẹ wọ́n olóore. Ìyànjú olóore. Àṣẹ ọ̀rọ̀ olóore. Tó ń gbénú ènìyàn olóore. Olóore. Ìyànjú olóore. Yídì olóore olóore. Mímọ́ olóore. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Ọlá lórí ìdí ọmọ tó ń sọ. Olé. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I think I get it right like this. Ayé yẹ wá o, odidi oore. Odidi oore. Yeah. Thank you, odidi oore. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to let's listen to this one. Thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it. Ìtàn mi ń fẹ́ ṣe fún mi bá ọjọ́ ń lọ. Ẹni dáṣọ pé nìyàn tọrọ ẹ̀ là o, ayé ń wò mí o. Ọlọ́run wa ló ń gba ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ láyé o. Ní kò ṣe fún mi o bàbá. Ohun rere tọkàn mi ń fẹ́ ṣe fún mi bá ọjọ́ ń lọ. Ẹni dáṣọ fẹ́ nìyàn tọrọ ẹ̀ là o, ayé ń wò mí o. Fẹ́nìyàn dáṣọ fẹ́ranko, dáṣọ fẹ́ranko, dáṣọ fẹ́nìyàn. Ṣé bálábà wọn ò sunkún ilé? Ọ̀kan lébùn ó tún yọ pátánì sí. Ojú ọrùn ò ní sàsùn. Oúnjẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀yẹ̀ ń mu. I'm better with me, yeah, yeah. Ilé àwọ̀ ṣífìlà ni lóhùn mí. Ìmọ̀ tó yẹ àwùjọ tó ni. Oh, that was before I married. That's my music. Olórí rẹ ni. Rere pápá mi wá ṣe fún mi bá. Ìdáṣọ pé ènìyàn wọ́n ẹ̀ làwọ̀ àdéhùn wò mí o. Let's listen to Odidiole. 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 Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Let's listen to Olóore. Olóore, that's another music. Olóore, bàbá mi olóore. Sùnmí olóore o. Olóore, bàbá mi olóore. You can go online, subscribe to our channel. Olóore, Olóore, Olóore. It's one of our music. Thank you for liking our channel. Keep subscribing, subscribe to this channel. We bring you latest. At least we talk about some things that is going on in the society. I will just voice our view and my opinion about everything. Olóore, àwímọ́ olóore. Yeah, olóore o. Olóore, bàbá mi olóore. I love this music. It's one of the my explicit appreciation mode, my grateful mode. That when I make this music, it's one of my music that I really respect. Olóore, Ọlọ́run Adébóyè, Ọlọ́run Oyèdépò, Aṣíwájú olóore, Àkọ́bí olóore. Go to your YouTube channel, Sustainable G, search for Olóore, Odidiole, search for Odidiole. When you go to Odidiole, you will see Olóore, anything Ole, and God will give you his own good Ole for you. Ole means goodness. Yeah, that's what it means. We're back today. It's been a long day. It's very tedious Friday. Anyway, for me, I don't know for you, but we can still wind down and talk about what is going on. One of the things we've discussed so far on my YouTube channel is just about 3 things. I told you that all this about this channel is just to make leadership out of everybody. I don't know, maybe that's why God leave me to be alive today. Because I always think about leadership capacity. Your capacity to be a leader. Leadership is all about example. It's all about followership. If you cannot be disciplined, you can never be a disciple. That's how I normally put it. If you cannot be disciplined, what make a disciple is discipline. If you cannot be disciplined, you can never be a disciple. So what I'm trying to say is that leadership is all about discipline. Kings don't train it in school. They learn it while growing up. They learn it while sleeping. They learn it. God give them the grace to be a king to learn it. I never see where David and Solomon go to school to learn about leadership, and they are great leaders. What confuses everybody all over the world now is that they go to school to go and learn management. Management or manager is different from a leader. I will always say that to you. Manager is different from a leader. If God gave you a leader, it is a grace for you to have a manager and a leader at the same time. God don't place the same principle in the same place. That is why we see some pastors. They were good in organizing things. They were not good as leading. If you go to their one-on-one, they will fuck you out, straight out. You won't believe that they even have call. Because the way they will talk to you in their inner room is different from the way they do outside. I had experience of stewardship, so I know what I'm talking about. If I talk about leader and managers, they were different entity. Leaders are made by inclination, by anointing from God. Managers on leading can be made in schools where you learn blah blah blah. That's why you go to school to learn how to manage arithmetic, all these things. That's what it's going to be. Then that is how to lead. But when it comes to leading people like Israel, that are very stubborn, unlike family that one can do one Jagburo the Tibadan. Like Ibadan, you know the Ibadan city, they say they don't listen. They are free will, free-minded people. They behave the way they want. So if God gives you a leader in that aspect, it has to be a leader from the mind of God. It simply means that most of the leader we have shows who we are truly. Who we are truly. Leader that can understand us. If God have to give you a leader in your family as the head of the family, as a man, it has to be, and you live with him, you are still with him, it has to be somebody that understands you. He knows your weakening point. You know when you're down. You know when you're up. You know what you are up to. That is leader in the family. But there is a leader in society. And I'll tell you, no king was made to go to school to go and learn about leadership. They were trained by Holy Spirit. They were guided by the principles. They were guided by the people surrounding around them that know the history. So if you read your history, then somebody have to laminate your history for you to read. Because somebody have to know your history. Because that's how you will get lost. You won't be able to fight your battle as a leader. And I would say that most of these people complaining, those who see Revelation, those who see all these things, look at them. Look at the family. I've told you, don't go to church where the true gospel is not preached. Most of the pastors don't have wife in their house, and you go to there. You become vulnerable. They are divorcee, and you want to listen to that one talking to you about your marriage. They don't solve your marriage problem. They have another problem. I don't say they are not called, but they are not called in that aspect because they are not being able to manage that aspect. So if you are talking about leading or managing woman, they will never give you the answer. It's either they take your wife. I'm telling you honestly, they will take your wife. That's what they do. That's why some people they left themselves vulnerable. If you see a woman following this thing, some pastors who don't even have a wife. Because when you have a call, it's your wife that have a call, not you. Because it has to do everything for you to make that call work for you. So if you don't have a wife and somebody have to be doing the cooking for you, are you not a man like me? Have you forgotten the principles? How man is wired that is taken out. Oh, so how do you expect me to believe all this your gospel truth. Because that's all what we have been talking about leadership. About leadership. That's why I say this program is about three things. For those who can listen, those who can hear us, those who can hear us out, appreciating, negotiating, and evaluating. That's where you count your blessings, name them one by one. 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 And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. It will surprise you. After everything, you appreciate what God gives to you. When problems come, you have to negotiate. In Yoruba, it has Yoruba one music that I made that Tabadele aye agbaye, Tabadele aye agbaye, agbaye, kaliraye gbe, agbaye, kaliraye gbe. Because you have to negotiate. Even if it belongs to you, people want you to stay, wait, be patient, be prayerful, fight, then negotiate. There's a time to fight. Yes, no Christian is above that. You have to fight for what belongs to you. Well, people will not give you what belongs to you easily. So that is how leaders are made. I believe you all know this. But this YouTube channel, that's where we are going. We are going to stop it one day. We're going to metamorphose into what we are going to stop one day. And before we stop it and graduate to another level, I begin to tell you that it stands for three things. Appreciate who you are, what you are, who you are dealing with. Everybody around you, you need to appreciate them. The kind of wife you have, the kind of children you have, the kind of environment you are living. If you don't appreciate them, you don't value them, then you are valueless as a leader, as a father, as a mother. If you keep looking at what others carrying in their hand, and you don't look at what you carry, value what you have, even that is area where the people pity you because you gave birth to a vulnerable, or you to give birth to a disabled. That is when to appreciate what you have. Let them loud it. You must appreciate what you have. You must be able to appreciate what you have. If you stop to appreciate what you have, then you begin to diminish. You won't be able to cope. Another thing is that when it comes to fight, we fight. When it comes to negotiation, we negotiate. Life is all about that. So we have passed the first modules in this thing we are doing about appreciating. I told you, Jagaban, Imilokon, the guy was appreciating dancing. When the other were complaining, it's good. As the CBN is doing their own, they say it's good. I was looking at them that this Bala Blue man, don't joke with him because this is what we are taught in the spirit that you guys don't know. Those who have jokers don't joke. They begin to appreciate everybody. Even if you believe that it is rigging, that is how it always happens all over the world. Those who lose, and they say it's rigging. Those who win say it's the best of election they've ever seen. So don't let us go there. But I always know I don't deceive myself on this game politics, on football. I don't deceive myself. Some people ask me, who is going to be the governor in Lagos State tomorrow? I told them, you have already know the answer. So I won't say more than that. You already know the answer. I won't say more than that. You know when I told you about your empire coming to existence, Yoruba will rise up one day. In Europe here, people don't normally believe what is not fact until they have to wait and see. And I've told you the time of prophecy is past. This is the time of revelation. Yeah, what I'm saying is not prophecy, it's revelation of the truth that is written. That's why last week I did this written. Go and read, go and look at it. It's written, it's there. Most of all these things we see is not about it's written. We are just playing that card, and it's just the way it has to be. It has to be. But if you change, then that means don't let me say God don't call me like some pastor said that I'm not a pastor. I don't carry, but I just follow Christ like a sheep and shepherd. So when we say it is written, most of these things is not about prophecy. It's about what has been written that you cannot erase. When I was telling you that, oh, your land, your Yoruba land will rise up one day. Some people say, how is it going to happen? I was telling people in my classmate that you see this phone is going to be one of the weapon of liberation for Africa. They say how it's going to happen. I say, oh, you don't know. You don't look with your third eye to things that you know it's easier in the West. But you can't predict what you can't predict. But we all know what we know. That people will not just listen to you. And you see, go to online. Most of the problem in Ukraine and all these things, you don't need to even read paper. It has some people on TikTok, they will analyze nonsense and everything for you there. It's for you to use your brain to know what is right, what is authentic, and what is not. If not, you just be talking rubbish, and you set people, so many people because of the knowledge you have. These are the great learned people. I met them. I talked to them about all these things. They say it's not going to happen, even in 20 years, even in 30 years. I'm looking at them. So what do you call 20 years? 20 years is too much, it's too many. You are talking about 20 years like if tomorrow and today. If God wants to change you, doesn't need more than a day to change, to reverse you, to convert you to whatever you want to be. A nation can rise up one day and be greater than anybody, any nation all over the world. A nation rise up one day, just one day, and say, no, this is what we want to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And their resources, their GP, everything will change automatically, just like a car reversing. And say that I lie. One of these days, you are going to be a testifier to what I'm saying today. Let me just have I'm coming. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Keep liking, subscribe to our channel. This is the only channel where you can listen to Afolabi and know what we are talking about. What we are up to today is called the greatest sacrifice. The greatest sacrifice. Sorry. When we talk about sacrifice, in my own growing up, what I believe about sacrifice is about you put something, maybe you go and give it you go and drop it in the junction where people used to park. Maybe food, maybe sweet, it may be honey, it may be something. That is how we go to know sacrifice. But God made us to realize that the sacrifice is not about that alone. It's about giving and forgiving. And he shows this example. John 3:16. Is it not John 3:16? It's very popular. John 3:16. For God so loved the world. For God also loved the world. For God so loved the world. We always say it when we go to evangelism. And I tell the people, how come the whole world is fighting each other? You know, before election in Nigeria, before on the February 25th, I told you, go and read your Psalm 2. Thank God some people give me feedback that they did that, but some people don't. I'm telling you, the greatest sacrifice to humankind is to forgive one another. In the olden days, God shows a sample by giving us Jesus Christ. He died for us. After that, he made mention that never should that be happening again, that the sacrifice for the sin will be the atonement for the blood, blood for blood, blood for blood. But I come in my own thinking. I look at everything that is going on, Ukraine, Russia, Nigeria politics, American, and even UK, Europe all together. Everybody, we are just, there's a lot of headache. And most, the unifying factor, the bone of contention is that everybody is just about self. That is self, me. I will never take that. America will never take that. Russia will never take that. NATO will just go there. Ukraine will never take that. Meanwhile, to me, I'm thinking that there are so many battles to fight in life that you will win without holding a gun. That is why I said, àwọn ara wọn, wọ́n sì máa bára wọn jà, àwọn ara wọn. It's not me, it's one Yoruba music that made that this thing. But anytime I see people ganging up against me, I look at them and I make that music for myself. Àwọn ara wọn, wọ́n sì máa bára wọn jà, àwọn ara wọn. That they themselves, they'll be fighting themselves, they themselves. How do people come to the insatiable want? Greed, greed. I'm there. I've told you on this channel, you have not yet developed under the agenda of God. You are still trying to be. There are so many coming out of you that will be more advanced in the way, in the theoretical way of economy, non-economy wise, luxury wise, life and GDP and all those stuff, more than you, more than everybody. But how do we now do that? There are some countries that have nothing now that we have a lot to give. Even ordinary water in some area, water that you call water here, in some area is a source of livelihood that you'll be looking for all over the world. This water, it carry an energy that you will never know that all the water carried. There is water for healing in this world that nobody has never been able to find out. And those who have it, there is water for healing. How to activate that? You don't know. I don't know. There's a lot. That is why these poets say little sin in the nature that belongs to us, that is ours. Williams Wordsworth. Williams. Little we sin in the nature that belongs to us. Why am I saying this? Sacrifice that Jesus Christ made bring out the light to Christianity. That is why I told you last week, Christianity is never a religion. It's just a way of life. So those who make it religion and those who are fighting about it, they are just making fools of themselves. Christianity graduated from the way from Judaism, from the olden ways in which they practice all these things. And Jesus Christ come for innovation, for development of mind and mindset. That is why he sent them away from the tabernacle, that you are from the temple. You are just doing buying and selling. This place is not for buying and selling. Christianity is the way of life. And that is what everybody we are doing now. If you go to section, go to your doctor for a section, he asks you a lot of questions before he answers you. That is Christianity. How's your family? What do you eat this morning? What do you take as tablet? What do you do that? It's Christianity. That is what they don't do before Christians come to the world. They just, when they know that you are sick, they dump you. They say maybe you committed one sin. That is why you are like that. Christianity is never a religion. It's the way of Christ that can be inculcated in Muslim, Christian, a Christian, anybody all over the world. You can take the attitude of Christian. And when you behave like Christian, then people will call you Christian. Not by you going to church, putting your sutana on hijab, because all this thing is scam. Christianity has never been able to be like, I go to church. It's good to go to church. I told you about group and the team, how it works. If you need a group to grow in life, there's no how you want to do it. You will need a group. And that's why I told you, that's why some people go to join cultism, all those stuff, because they want to build their self-ego. They want to be like, I'm there. You don't need that. Just go to church, go to your salatu, or go to all those things. You are what you are. Christianity is about your relationship that is sustainable with God and with people. How do you build a Christian life? It doesn't need going to church or going to this thing. Church is good, I told you. But in your way of work, manner, workplace attitude, that is Christianity. That is Christianity. What you do when people are not there matters. What you do when people are there matters. So don't say because I'm a Christian, I'm living under grace. There is nothing called sustainable grace than doing what you're supposed to do, knowing what you're supposed to know, and keep doing it forever and ever. That is why I'm called sustainable grace. You see, I don't follow who you follow. You say obedience, I say no. I follow Baba Arubo. The old man is okay for me. That is me. That is what is sustainable about me. Because I won't follow the crowd. I won't be that what the crowd wants is what I want. I am myself, I am me, and nobody is me. That's what I mean. So Christianity is not about all these things, your color, all those things, big church. It's not about that. It's about workplace, your environment, your house, your evangelism. People don't even know that when you want to sell a piece of land for people, you need to be Christian in the way you approach them before you can sell a piece of land to people. Let me now shock you. You want to sell a piece of land? to people. Just let's just stay Africa where you can sell your father's properties. Then you take an India and you are smoking. I want to sell this thing. You know the point that you want to sell this thing is not going to, because you know that there's no sanity in what you are saying. And there will be a breach of contract later when your eyes is clear. That is what I'm saying. So how do you do that? When you persuade people in a Christian way, you do your marketing, your evangelism. Like, this is what we want to do here. We help you to build it. We help you to do this thing. Then you sustain that thing which you said to them. You are more holier than any pastor. Honestly, because of your word that is sustainable, that we can find that you said this, and that is what you do. Christianity is not about communion only. Let's go to church. I hate communion today. And you hate communion today. How you go out, you are not being able to forgive one person or to give. What type of communion is that? Communion means communication, spiritual communication with brethren, one another. So if you have me in mind, that guy every day that used to sing in the choir, and he doesn't even know anything, and you can't tell me how to grow in that aspect of where you are talking about, then what's left for you is just to go out, to go and rubbish me, to go and talk about me, it doesn't make sense. Christianity is communion. It's constant relationship with God and with brethren. So if you understand what I'm saying, the whole world is still coming back to the same thing. We are going to look for one way to communicate and live life better for each other. So you can now see the fight between Ukraine and Russia. Most of this thing is communication. Who owns land? Nobody. I've told you, nobody owns any land. The same thing that is happening, another one is happening in Lagos State now, which I have been a bit carried away because I'm a Yoruba man too. It's Yoruba that have Lagos. When we are growing up, our father used to tell all those stories. Is the Yoruba land? Is this thing? Is this about that poem that say all land belongs to government? That was 1997. That's what my grandfather told me. It's about that come that say all land belongs to government. But it's Yoruba that have this place. It's Yoruba that have this thing. I immediately use that aspect, avenue, to bring the agenda. But I'm telling you, the whole tribes will wake up. The whole world will wake up. And we identify with our tribe. But there is nowhere you cannot live. That is what I know. If you are forgiven and you are given. Yes, if you are forgiven, I don't know how to explain that more than that. Because it all boils down to if you are forgiven and you are given. Ó ní kò síbi tá ó lè gbé láyé lórí òkè tàbí pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Hallelujah, ayọ̀ ló jẹ́ pé bó ti rí dáríjì gbà níbikíbi tí mo bá wà. Kò séwu Jésù wà níbẹ̀. There is no problem. God is there. There is nowhere you can't live. If you are given, if you are forgiven to live, there is nobody. This Lagos is father's land. It's no man's land. It belongs to Yorubas, I understand. But there will be a route where people can live together and do whatever they want. That doesn't stop us from doing business with one another or going anywhere you like all over the world. We're supposed to grow more than this. Look at Britain. Look at Britain. There's so many diversity and so many things going on. You hardly see every diversity we are respected, and people do things they like without being racist or somehow. Although there are some people that are still like that. which we cannot, but we are still growing. We are still growing. But to say that this land doesn't belong to British, then that's where the problem will come from. Because you know you are born, you are given. That is why you are given to live there. You are given to sojourn there for the main time. For the main time, ilé lábọ̀ síbi oko, you have to go back to your home one day where you will relax. If the whole world knows that, there won't be so much living in Ukraine, living in Russia. They are both brothers and neighbors. Why do you keep making friends? And we read about that poet. The poet talk about why you mending friends always. There are so many you have done on this channel. Maybe people don't understand. Maybe until we begin to subtitle it. There is nowhere you cannot live, my brother. You can live in Russia. You can live in Ukraine. You see after this war, you see what's going to happen. There is nowhere you cannot live. If you are given, if you are permitted to live there, you don't even need a visa. They will call you, if you are permitted, you have what it takes to live there. If they need a doctor, or carpenter, or furniture, or engineer, they will call you to come and you can live anywhere, my brother. So who will tell you that Lagos State, Lagos State belongs to you, but you can live and do your business wherever. That is what I know. But don't take, don't do past yourself. Don't overdo it. You cannot come to Britain and say this no man's land, is no man's land. They made it like that, but Britain belonged to British, belonged to the people, son of the soil, which is owned by the Queen, led by the Queen on King Charles. So you cannot just come here and don't respect that purposes. That is why I say if you are given and you are forgiven. So there's nowhere you cannot live. So let us go back to sacrifice. In the altar of sacrifice, God makes something to be clear for us. Blood has to be for blood. Fight has to be for fight. And love has to be for love. I've told you how emotional intelligence works with God. You don't just cry out and this thing. You know why so many people are blaming USA over this thing today? It still boils down to the same emotional intelligence. People like people that don't prevaricate, that say it the way it is. And people like you, if you want to fight a good battle, fight it. Let people see that you are fighting a good cause. But once you do something, that is why in the law they call it that a case study, a scenario where it happened. What do you do that time? That's the problem with America. America don't have problem with people. But if you have to negotiate that, Russia, America, Britain, all these people that have ego, all these countries that have ego have to calm down. I have to be patient with one another. Patience and prayer have to do a lot. I don't expect people shooting at this precious time that we don't know what maybe the world is collapsing on, because everything we are just upside down. So if you keep shooting, rocketing other people just to, I don't understand what you want to gain by doing that. If you call for negotiation, negotiate it very well. Ẹ ṣe èrè kó dára, ẹ ṣe èrè kó dára o, ẹni ayé bá kàn, ẹ ṣe ayé èrè. It means that do it the way it's supposed to be done. That is why you can see so many people. You have been with America now turning to Russia for help, because people want that before. That is people for you. That is man for you. They always see your inability. They see your weaknesses too. But the reason is that you don't have options. When people have options, will you be their best options? When I have options, will you be my best options? That is why I said negotiating power is another power in this modus. How do you negotiate when it comes to husband and wife too? There are some things that some wife do that husband will not be able to forget. But because of the ministry you carry and the anointment upon you, you have to let everything go. I've told you, because what you don't care for will take care of you at the end of the day. Because this little thing that you want to throw away, hey, my God, that is why some ministry is not stable up to today, because ability not to forgive and forget and let go. That is the sacrifice God wants you to make. You always down to the altar of sacrifice and bring your donation. That is donation. We call you donate it. You donate it. But sacrifice have to touch something in your mind. It has to touch the base of your mind that I gave this thing. And you still be looking at it and say, why should I give this? But you have to give it. I myself am an example of sacrifice. I will do something for some people. I will be crying. That why should I help this guy? But I have to. And that's why God is merciful with me. That's why God can expose so many things to me. Expose His way to me. I told you. After 21 years, when my mother came back and I saw her in the altar, what is, I know if it is this period, all these young guys, they say, no, that is shit. I don't know you. I have to respect. King, we are not trained in the way that I don't, in the way, because what the school will tell you theoretically is that person that is not in your life is not in your life for life. That's where you miss it. If you missed your father, you lost your father, you are missing, go back to your father. It's still your father. Even if it is your mother, it doesn't take care of you, it doesn't do it, go back to her. She's still your mother. She still gave back to you. That's what I'm saying. You can never negotiate that with anybody. That is why I say the problem of self is self. Then I cannot take that. So you have to be angry, I know. But let your anger simmer. Think about what is next. That's what we call reflection. Oh, you have done this. When it comes to decision making, that one cannot make decision for you because you have already outgrown that. But there are some things you can sort out. That is why you see the government will arrest some criminals. They will still be asking the criminal that they won't kill you. You have to look to. I want to catch the remaining people. I mean the giant, the big one among you, the big boys, criminal. Do you know why they do that? Because it's not about you. It's not about It's not about the point you have to forgive. But it's about the quality, the quantity of what you want, the quality of what you want to gain. And you see the criminal that maybe throw the bomb will not be the one telling you want to give me, government have to give me pardon. They have to pardon me for this thing I did. Then I will show them. Look at, there's a film called 24 Hours. A criminal will be negotiating with you, and you have to. That is why some people say, just kill him. There are some people, if you kill them, you kill your glory. You kill your tomorrow. You kill the battle that you fight in your life till you die. That is why I say it's against the law for you to kill them. Let them live and suffer what they have done. Let them live and see how life treated you. Some people are heartless, but you can weaponize love for people that are heartless to see that there is difference between life and liveliness. There are difference between hatred and love. Some people just grow up with hatred. They don't know where they encounter it. So you don't need to be kind of hateful with them. To hate them is abomination. Because if you do that, you are against the law. You are not the one that make them. I told you so many stories. Just to I even use myself as an example to you. Because I even say I haven't sacrificed, I did pay this. When I did everybody go against me that why do you do that? He doesn't take care. I say, yeah, I know. But she's still my mother. There's no way I want to throw her. Because I have learned, I've been able to grow myself out of the way you reason to the way I want to do my own thing. And God gave me that wisdom right from my childhood. That it's not the way you look that I will look. Give me the best. Although if you think the other way, that is education. That you need to react as body will react. But I have been able to suppress my body, to suppress my ego. All this fire you see is going on is because ego. Ego tussle. Oh, you can't say that to me, you can't say that to me. There are so many friends you will have that will look down on your advice. But later they will see that the best way is the advice you give to them. That is why Ebenezer Obey said that ìrítọ́rígún náà ṣe tagun lọ́fà. Ìrítẹ́rígún lẹ́ṣẹ̀ mi tagun lọ́fà. The way they see you, the way they assess you, is the way they think. But what you tell them, they are still coming back to what you told them. And I told, they said, it can, because Tinubu become president in Nigeria, so people say Nigeria can never be good again. And I look at them, if thing is not working for them, that's how people do themselves with their mouth. When Americans wake up, you say, God bless America. The same thing with UK. So why should you wake up and you are enjoying yourself? If there is no problem in your country, will you be in Europe? Until you see the if there is no problem in Nigeria, in your father's home, even not in Nigeria, you have problem in your father's. That is why you are here. There are some rich men, they can never live in UK. When they go to Saudi, they come back home. We have them as friends growing up. They can never. And they eat what they like, they do what they like. They never dream of going out. Even I myself, I never dream of going out of Nigeria. I want to be okay. Live fine in Nigeria and be what I want to be. But when God says you have mission here, there's nothing you can do about that. That's why I tell people that even if Nigeria if dollar become 10 naira, I will still live in Europe. Because of my ministry, not because of anything. My ministry is not in Nigeria. If my ministry in Nigeria, I will start this one long time ago. But because I don't belong there. I've seen my attitude, my way, my manners is not, it doesn't, because you are the guy, kind of person that want to find the reason why you should do everything. Me, I don't find the reason to do what I'm doing. I'm doing fine. And I'd like to be like a liberal thinker like me. So don't just, I beg, don't just believe that the way you think is the way everybody will think. Sacrifice. The same thing Jesus Christ made that sacrifice. He shouted, Laba Sabakatani, Laba Sabakatani, Laba Sabakatani. Olúwa mi, èṣe tí ìwọ fi kọ̀ mí sílẹ̀, my God, why thou forsakest me? Why thou forsakest me? Laba Sabakatani. There will be a time people have to. It's not that easy. That is the time energy change hand. And that is the time. That is the purpose of energy. Energy metamorphosed into something, to another dispensation. And the temple was divided into two, which is freedom. Freedom I have to talk to you today. Freedom I have to talk to my neighbors today. Freedom I have to, freedom of expression, which everybody call human right. They will begin to see the light. Why do we think like this? Do you think it's easy to just destroy old altar and build new altars? It's not that easy. It has to come with price, which Jesus Christ paid for the sinner to live. So people are still paying the price. Some unknown people, unknown soldiers, dying in Iraq, dying in Ukraine, dying all over the world for what they don't know, for the cause they don't know. And their blood is still crying for help because they committed no crime. But they have to pay for what they don't know until we have to renegotiate, until we have to talk to ourselves, until we have to weaponize what is called love, genuine love for each other, irrespective of the color of your skin, race, where you come from, on your background. Then we cannot have this life because some people were egocentric. Some people believe that they were better than others. Some people look at others like monkeys. Some people look at others like if they were not schooled, they were not trained in the way of God. What about the way of God? He cannot give on sacrifice in the altar of sacrifice. I've told you that so many things that is disturbing us today is because look at Igbos in Nigeria. Igbo has ever been able not to be president because the hatred within themselves, not to the outside borders. The hatred between themselves are too many. I've told you this story several times that I have a Igbo in Ladipo, which is one of the chairman there. He doesn't want any of his families or on this to near him. Say they were wicked. They were wicked. How come those who are not your language become so friend, so free with you that you neglected the people that you grew up with? That's a case for another time, not for now. If you cannot trust people you love, trust doesn't mean that people are not going to offend you. You know what trust means? That you know the boundaries. Some men don't know the boundaries of their wives. Some wives don't know the boundary of their husband. They say, he like to drink. He just take maybe 2 bottles. But my mother know my boundary. When he talks about stealing, my brother will say, never. I know and that has been me right from day one. Say, he doesn't, no, he doesn't steal. He can fight you, he can do all those things, he can talk, but he will never. No, I don't train them to do that. That is your profile with growing up. She can still remember that. That is trust. That I trust him. No, he cannot do that. He's very stubborn. It's very stubborn. But when you talk about stealing or robbery or anything, no. That is a victim of circumstances. It can never be. That is why when there was a time that I have issue with this thing and I go to jail for 3 days, my mother said, no, I don't think Allah can commit any offense that will make him to go to prison. And that is true. Because it's just like people already know you that this the limit you can do. I trust him. This is the only thing he can do. And that is true. You can be, but you have to. It's better at the affliction of the righteous. And these people were gathering this. They've done the same thing to me. If people have to talk, let them come and face me. Because there was a time I have Igbo in my household in Nigeria too. I don't say Other tribe doesn't behave the same way, but at least if you want somebody to fight for you, you yourself should be able to fight for them. Let people trust you the way you have to be trusted. Don't play your loyalty to people that cannot defend you. Why you have somebody who is not even your tribe that can defend you? Because you are making them to look like they are fools. That is why I said, Lagos State that they said is Benin on this thing. Benin came and colonized people there. Yoruba has never been any Betty, right from day one. And our father always tell us story about that place. That is Morimi Ajasoro, all those people that are first came into that place. She Benilo ni Morimi Ajasoro. It's all just about colonizing and the all this colonial that we are talking about. Because I don't know why you should think that because somebody have king somewhere, it's not about that. Even in Mushi where I grew up, the Igbo people do their traditional masquerade when King of Mushi were doing Mushi Day. I've witnessed it right from my childhood, growing up. They never stop people from doing that. Maybe when they stop there, they will know that this land doesn't belong to them. Because you'll be forcing people and to react to what you are saying. If you are not muted or you are not stopped to say that. But irrespective of that, you can live anywhere and do business. But that doesn't mean that it belongs to you. You are there to make your profit and to go back to your home. That's now boiled down to the sacrifice I'm talking about. You may be having problem with your wife. Husband may be having problem with the husband, with the wife. Wife may be having problem with the husband. I mean, you have to sacrifice things. This, I'm like this. I'm in UK. Let it calm down. So you believe that when you are in UK, there may be a law in a country better than UK that will give man to come. And I'm saying this, maybe it's going to happen. Because that's how I normally say my own. That will tell you that will give man life to live. Where people now who have this problem will now migrated to that. No, I don't want to stay in the country where women have this thing. I want to live where I'll be able to say what I want. Because life will not continue to treat man like a slave forever. Even in this society, there will be a time that a cry will come out from the grave for them. Because I see so many angels rising up from the grave talking about this thing. That no, in the altar of sacrifice, those who have paid the price to give that to their babies, when you become children, when children become adults, then a woman now have to come because it's a woman's world. A man's world is coming where the will of man will be achieved and people will have to migrate to a man's world too. So if you want to live it right here so that you don't have cause to go anywhere. You don't have cause to renegotiate your life. I'm saying this because life is marvelous to live if you are marvelous to yourself, on to your cause of life. Don't believe, if you believe that you are greedy with life, life will treat you greedily and you maintain what you have and you will never be able to sustain what is coming ahead. That is how I told you in my last day that Tinubu don't just win election. Tinubu won the heart of people. He won the heart of people. The same people that you are talking about, how many rich man in Igbo land, for God's sake, can vouch for Obi? And one thing about the rich people that people don't understand, because I will be rich one day, is ability to forgive and let go. No rich man, no rich man, no rich man ever want to become poor like you, or poor like me that is talking. So when they see, they always negotiate their ways. How do they do that? When they see that you are winning, there's nothing they can do about it. You are the one stubborn, poor person that want to change what you cannot change by yourself. And if you want to change, it takes patient prayer and persistence. You cannot change this thing by yourself. You yourself know. Because Tinubu was saying that this guy is living in my backyard. This guy is living in my backyard. If his country was good, if his state was good, why can't he be living in his state? To tell you that he knows him properly, they know. And I was telling you, maybe Obi that you are talking about is going to work in Tinubu this thing one day. Because you cannot predict politicians. No, they don't want to lose. That is why I tell you that you don't want to lose too. You don't want to lose too. Do you want to lose? You say no. So people are still talking today. I say, I was going to win. Somebody asked me. I said, you have already know your winner. Don't ask me stupid question. You've already know the winner. Even right from today, you've already know the winner. So I don't think that something is wrong with the country. Something is wrong with us individually. Something is wrong with individual people, the way we reason. So why is it all about me alone? Why is it all about Igbo alone? Why is it all about Yorubas alone, or Hausas or Fulanis alone? Where we cannot think outside the box, when we cannot think outside the box to think what is supposed to be. You always believe that it's you, and it's taking you down to your grave. This is what causes the fight, Ojuku fight, all those things. Have you ever think about those who are fighting for self-determination? Why is Kalu not being able to come out of prison? It shows how divided Igbo people has been right from day one. And Yoruba, we always want to fight your battle for you because we always see black and white in everything. You know, that is for Yoruba. Yoruba don't think like Hausa and Igbo. They think black and white in everything. This thing is not good, this one is good. That is why we see people, as we are talking about Yoruba land, you will still see some Yoruba. They were not bastard. That is how Yoruba were made. We are made to think like British. Some children don't care. They don't care about it. We are not to think. That is why British have to colonize all together. They merge us together so that we can think the same way. Because they know that Yoruba will never agree on one thing. That is why we say Bawa. They agree on one, but in another sense, when it gets its own turn, it's not agree with you. They say, okay, continue. Continue, I know what to do. That is the meaning. So until we begin to take away all our differences and see that unifying factor, Igbo know that is Igbo and Yoruba know that is Yoruba, but when it comes to table of dialogue, we are the same thing. We are looking for the same thing, better governance, which government can do for us, which is not too much for us to gain from government over so many years of independence. Then we will have it right. And what about if we are talking about this is Paul, this is Apostle Apollo, that you will not have anything to gain. Because merely looking at you, we are looking at what you are fighting for. I always tell people those who want to fight about even Yoruba nation. You know why Yoruba nation cannot work much? The religious bigotry that is carving within Yoruba nation will now allow it to work. We should take religions, all this tradition, because we cannot go back to tradition. There are some people that take that old modern on Telecagbilowo, abi all this Songo, all this Oya, more than that, they carry it. They carry that call now. So if you are just bringing them that they are Songo, you don't want to grow. Some people are doing rocket launcher that can destroy the whole world. You are still somebody that just do rain, ordinary rain, that just to fertilize. While some people can just do irrigation, and you should know how myopic you are thinking, because that is just it. If you are thinking like Ogun, Ogun is doing Sakabulaibo, all this revolver. Now, where there is AK-47, SMNG or something, this big gun that you did, and you are still talking about all those people. So that is where they will have problem with you. So if you are talking about Yoruba nation too, you want to draw us back to the olden day where we begin to carry, that is all about, because it's about thinking now, it's about mindset, all those things. If you say that where there's a lot of miracles, there's a lot of miracle people can do. People can fly without having anything now. Fly with ordinary distance, they will go into the sky, and you are still talking about people that are just making things work. You're calling their spirit to come and help you. The little they can do. Because there are so many powerful angels rising up after them that you will not you will allow them to work. That is my stand. There are so much powerful angels rising up after Sango, Ogun, Oyas, all of them that can that can do more than they have done. Honestly, I'm telling you honestly, in this life. It's not about incarnation, it's about where God made them. But you will not allow them to see. If you are talking about Yoruba nation, you are going back to Ifa, all those things. The Ifa have come, achieve what he can achieve within little time he live. And some people believe in that religion. It says that is religion. That is you. That is what you want to call. But some people standing alone, they can command more than what anybody. Be you Oya, be you Ogun, be you Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ has never even done anything in their presence, what they are doing now. I mean, look at Elon Musk, John Bezos. Look at them. They commanding what you do. Oh, what I'm doing now, they are saying it. That is, you open your eyes to light in the altar of sacrifice. They are able to sacrifice something. What is the sacrifice? Time to think. Time to jettison irrelevant about life. Because what you are telling me now that I should go and do this thing, stuff, is irrelevant. It's irrelevant about life. Don't hold me to my background. My background is there, but don't hold me down to that. You can't be able to flow more than you want to flow if you still remember how you're growing up. And that is what you are doing. If you keep remember, it's from a Lego, it's from this thing. And that is how you won't be able to see that light. I don't say you should kill your tradition. That is not me. I believe in tradition. I believe so much, but let the existence of things be light. See hope in everything people bring to you, not about this thing, not about all this stuff. And even Jesus Christ, how many people do Jesus Christ? You know how many people Paul, apostle, healed during his time, more than Jesus Christ. You know how many lives he'll be able to gain to Christ after Jesus Christ died? Paul Apostle, who was a killer, a prosecutor, a persecutor. So you should able to think outside the box. Don't believe that because that is how we think. That is how Obatala, they've come, they've gone. There are some boys waking up now. They are more than that. They will stand with authority and you cannot be able to move them. The youth that are rising up today, we say it 2020, after the answers, I said the youth is going to take over. Even before then, we have been saying it, 2016. Go and look at my Facebook, former Facebook, 2016, I said it. I said, you see this phone is going to liberate us one day. If you don't do it well, if Tinubu don't do it well, then let's see what the youth will do. You think that you know it all. It's not about knowing it all. It's about time and timing. It's about God. Some people know it all, they don't know the time. Some people know the time, they don't know anything. Some people know anything, they know everything, but they will not be able to say it. But for little we know, we come to you to see that light. What have you been able to sacrifice by given and forgiven? We know all these people have wronged you. You know you are going to election tomorrow to choose your leader. What is your self? What you're thinking about self can affect you not to pay your role as an individual in this election, to sacrifice what you want, what you have, for the will of what what you want to gain, what you have. Now, I don't take that, but the will of what you want to gain, because that's what your politicians do. That is what pastors do. That is what everybody do. You know how many pastors that, Father, I'm the one that steal that money. You steal that money. He's the one that used to pay this thing. And pastor, but we don't need that money now. And by the time God will say, open the Bible, he opens Psalm 51. You know what Psalm 51 is all about? About forgiving yourself as you forgive others. Then when you want to open, you open, forgive all our sin as we forgive those who trespass against us. So you now say your pastor forgive a criminal. God is so wonderful. That is one thing I know about God. Because you see how much you can sacrifice in the altar of sacrifice. And he can just key to that and change the story of your life. You know how many people pastor saved them for being criminalized? Because you itself, you don't want doing, because you never want to sacrifice anything. You want to say, Obi is not good, let him go. This was not good, let him go. And you that are good, I'm seeing the youth that is good in Nigeria, I never see them. Just little amount of the youth. Because after all, we are giving them job in Nigeria to do. We are seeing how they are doing. When you give them money, they become king. Before they take the money, boss, boss, boss. So that is the youth. And you are talking about the youth. We have the youth leader. Denominator is youth. This Kogi governor is youth. Sowoli is youth. Most Ibadan is youth. So which youth are you still looking for that you don't see? Because they are part of you. Those who are doing you see you. I want to Shiwa, Wanriwa. I want to Shiwa, they know they are seeing us. As I'm looking at you, they are just seeing us. So what I'm trying to say is that lay everything down in the altar of sacrifice. Forgive and let go. because you are the one that want to gain. You are the one that want to gain. And if you have to gain the gain, you have to take the pain. That is why it is called win-win. Thank you. I can see some people just coming in. That's why it is called win-win. Negotiating. They will not allow you. Politicians mean business. They will not allow you. Politicians mean what it takes. Yeah. So if you don't believe, if you don't learn it properly, then you get to regret it. I'm telling you, let's go back to the altar of sacrifice and sacrifice what our ego is for the betterment of the whole world, to forgive one another, to live it right, so that we can live it right. Thank you. God bless you. My name still remains Afolabi Adeyemi. I will continue to come online, talk about this thing, make it happen again, and to talk about what is important to us, the greatest sacrifice which Jesus Christ paid for the sinner. Ẹ̀dá kò lè sọ kí kóró aago tólùgbàlà mú kẹ́lẹ́ṣẹ̀ lè yé. Ẹ̀dá kò lè sọ kí kóró aago tólùgbàlà mú kẹ́lẹ́ṣẹ̀ lè yé. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. See you next time.